about. All right, so let's just go through this very quickly. From the equation, you should be able to tell me what's going on now. We've done enough practice. From the equation, you should be able to see with that first one, x squared take 5 means a vertical shift down 5. No horizontal shift. And so as a result, that turning point is going to be 0, -5. Now remember the turning point form, if you've forgotten it, and there's no harm to write it like that. That might remind you, because the turning point, those coordinates are P and Q. I think I got my colours the wrong way around. I think I originally had green was P and the yellow value was Q. And so here in that first one, P is 0. Shift down 5, translation down 5. So your Y value of the turning point is -5. It's a positive x squared, so it is definitely a min. And the line of symmetry, same as your P value, the x value of the turning point. So next one, you should be in your mind thinking, what's this parabola going to look like? It's a shift, it's a horizontal translation. 1 unit to the right. 1 unit right, but no vertical translation. It's still a minimum because it is still upright, still an upright parabola, positive x squared still there. Line of symmetry, x equals 1. I'll just pick one more out. Let's say the last one, and then you can fill in the rest. The last one is a half. So that tells me the parabola is wider than your standard x squared. Doesn't change the turning point. The turning point, though, is still at your PQ value. So it's still at -3, -5. So remember, it's the opposite sign here. And no, it's only in the bracket that's opposite. And the nature is still a minimum because it's a positive x squared. Line of symmetry, x equals -3. So line of symmetry is that x value of the turning point, which is your P value. 2x squared. So with your knowledge of graphing those parabolas, 2x squared. Are there any translations here? Are we going left, right, up or down? No. So our turning point is going to be 0, 0. Perfect. Still a minimum because it's positive. It's just going to be a narrower quadratic. So if this one was x squared, then 2x squared is just going to be a bit narrower. That's not ideal, but it is going to be narrower. And so our equation of a line of symmetry is just x equals 0. In fact, and possibly I should have done this earlier, it's not a bad idea just to do a quick sketch each time, so you can get your head around what's going on. The more practice you have, the better you'll become. X take 3 shifts me to the right 3 and up 4. That's what my parabola is going to look like. I'm not worried about where it cuts the y-axis or x-axis at this point. So my turning point is 3, 4. It's still a minimum because it has a positive x squared. Great. The next one, x minus 2 squared take 8. Where's that going to go? Well, it'll turn at 2 and something like that. And -8. So that 4 is irrelevant for the turning point. It makes the graph quite a bit narrower. So actually what I've drawn there is not ideal because it's a 4. That's going to be quite narrow. But it's about the turning point. That's what we're focusing on right now. So turning point 2, -8, still a minimum. Next one, -2 times x plus 5 squared plus 4. What's that going to look like? Yep, turning point -5, 4. It's going to be narrower than your normal x squared. but it will be upside down. How do I know it's going to be upside down and give me a maximum? The negative, yep. And remember, the equation of the line of symmetry is the same as the x value of the turning point. All right, so it's probably harder actually to do that question than the next one. Because the next one we've got the graph. What makes that graph hard is when the a value is not 1. But we're sticking with 1 for today. Now, for those of you that may have missed it, I have placed this question separately here because the two sets of graphs were one was on top of the other. So at least then you can differentiate between them. Graph A, turning point 0, 0, that's just y equals x squared. Graph B, turning point is 0, 0, negative 3. So that's your, well, that's not B, that's D, sorry. I can't even see my colours. Y equals negative x squared, and it's a take 3. The pink one has a turning point at 0, 5. So y equals x squared plus 5. The grey coloured one, I'll use purple here, turning point at 0, 7, which means it's it's a max, so it's negative x squared and it's plus 7. And that last one turns at 0, negative 2. So y equals x squared take 2. So they're a whole heap of ones which are just a vertical translation. So I think they were the ones that were hidden on the original document. And then these ones are just horizontal translations. So just very quickly, I'm not even going to bother with colours. Graph A, the blue one, is your standard x squared. Graph B, which is the pink one, will be negative, and it's a shift to the right, 5. Graph C, the grey one, y equals and negative, but shift to the left, so it's x plus 2. D, shift to the right, so it's x take 3. And E, shift to the left, y equals x plus 7 squared. 2 inverted, all the other 3 upright. Okay, what I want you to do, please, for homework, I don't see you now until Monday, complete that set, and then you've got some puzzle sheets here. Now, it would be a good idea, I'm not saying do all of them, but I think you should do this one. So page 16, can leave the next one unless you want more practice. And then this one. This one's a really good one because it's got all the graphs, similar numbers, but different translations. So try those two, please.